Super, super. All right, we're going to start our class today. This is Morphology, and we have been doing Unit 3 forever. Too many word classes. We started with nouns and adjectives, and then we went into numerals, and then determiners, which covered 3 different aspects: articles, possessive, and demonstrative. And then we went into adverbs, and today we're going to cover prepositions and conjunctions. All that in preparation for the most important word class, which is verbs. So next class, verbs, which is the most important one. All right. So let me share the screen with you. This is lesson 7, unit 3, lesson 7, and it's prepositions. Notice what the manual says. The manual says that prepositions cannot be distinguished by any formal features. By any formal feature means that there are no affixation, there are no suffixes and prefixes. They are invariable. They don't change their morphology. In is always in. At is always at. There is nothing that you can add to it. Okay, that is what it means. Where are prepositions located? Normally, they are located before a noun. Okay, for example, across town, at home, by Shakespeare, etc., etc. What else? In formal grammar, many years ago, there was a grammarian, and he didn't like prepositions at the end of the sentence. So he wrote a rule, a grammar rule. The grammar rule says that you must not write a preposition at the end of the sentence. Of course, native speakers of English do not care about that rule, and they say, for example, who did you go with? That's a very typical, common question. Native speakers of English never say, with whom did you go? They don't speak like that. Okay. Who did you go with? That's the most typical one. According to grammar, that is wrong. Okay, you're not supposed to do that. And grammarians call this phenomenon of putting the preposition at the end stranded preposition. You have this in your manual. It says the normal sentence would be John talked about the new film. The stranded preposition is this is the film John talked about. Notice that the sentence finishes in a preposition. Whenever a sentence finishes in a preposition, it's called a stranded preposition. Clear? So, normal prepositions come before the noun. Stranded prepositions go at the end of the sentence. That's it. Very good. What else? This is what I had said. Prepositions are invariable in their form. That is, they do not take any inflection. Yeah. You don't add any prefix or suffix to them. Okay, so this is important in the manual. What else? Then there is an exercise in the manual. You can find the prepositions. Now we're going to talk about complex prepositions. Complex prepositions are prepositions that have more than one word. For example, the word according to is a preposition. Along with, because of, these are examples of prepositions. When we analyze sentences, we are not supposed to write like this. Let me show you. Oh, Sabrina is here. We are not supposed to do this. Preposition, and then under to another preposition, for example. This is wrong. We don't do that. We just do one preposition and that's it. For example, here, regardless of, okay, we just write prep and that's it. We don't need to write many times the same thing. And this is a complex preposition. You don't need to write complex prepositions either. That's not necessary. Notice that here is a list of two-word prepositions, but there are other complex prepositions that are three-word prepositions. And here is the list: in accordance with, in front of, in line with, etc. So here you are not supposed to write preposition, preposition, preposition because this is silly. We don't do this. Okay? Only one is enough. And some of the students write complex preposition like this. It is not necessary to write that. Just write preposition like this in the exercise. Okay? Super easy. Keep it easy. Okay, so we said that prepositions are invariable in their forms. They do not take any affixation. Then we covered stranded prepositions and now complex prepositions. Now we're going to cover marginal prepositions. Marginal. It says, look at the definition of marginal preposition. A number of prepositions have affinities with other word classes. In particular, some prepositions are verbal in form. Again, some prepositions are verbal in form. Some prepositions are verbal in form. What does that mean? Prepositions are verbs. Let's look at the example. Following his resignation, the minister moved to the country. Following his resignation. The word following, to follow, is a verb. But the verb is in ing form, following his resignation. So in this case, whenever we analyze the sentence, we are not supposed to write a verb here. We are supposed to write prepositions here. Preposition, determiner, noun, like this. Okay? Every time that you have an ing form and the ing form is not about present continuous, then it's a preposition. Look at the following example. I am writing to you regarding your overdraft. Okay. Regarding. To regard is a verb. But in this case, this is not a verb. The verb is writing. Writing is the verb of the sentence. Regarding is a preposition, not a verb. Okay. Notice, how do we know? Well, the verb has an ing form and is not present continuous. Verbs use the ing form every time they are in present or past continuous. But in this case, I am writing to you regarding your overdraft. The regarding part is not present continuous. Writing is present continuous. That's why this is called a marginal preposition. Another one. The whole team, the determiner, whole, adjective, in, noun, was a verb, there is an adverb, and then including. To include is a verb, but including John, including is not present continuous. Including is a preposition, a marginal preposition. Now, like some students write marginal here. It's okay, no problem if they write, they do it, but it's not obligatory to do that. Like this. So let me do this one too. I is a pronoun. Is a verb. Is an auxiliary. Writing is a verb. To is a preposition. You is a pronoun. Regarding is a preposition. Your is a determiner. And overdraft is a noun. Like this. Okay, so what is important here? It's important that we understand that regarding is a has a verbal form, but it's considered as the function of a preposition. That's what is important. What characteristics does it have? It has the ing form, but it's not present continuous. So that's important to know about preposition. Question. Notice what it says in the manual. We refer to these as marginal prepositions. The technical name for this phenomenon is marginal preposition. Other marginal prepositions include concerning, considering, excluding, given, granted, pending. Non-verbal marginal prepositions include words or minus. So all these words are considered prepositions in this context.
Mr.
Yes,
In the first sentences, when it says I am is always a pronoun, or is cannot be specified as a verb to be.
I am writing. But not, no, it cannot be specified as the verb to be because it's not the main verb. The main verb is writing. So am
Okay.
is just a helping verb. It's just an auxiliary verb in that case.
Okay.
If the
Okay.
sentence, let me change the sentence, Alejandra. I am happy. Here we can say that pronoun, main verb to be, and then adjective. See the difference? I am happy. Am is the main verb, the most important verb. It's not an auxiliary in that case. I am happy.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Is there any other question? This was a really good question.
So whenever you find or you find a ing verb and it doesn't have a structure of present continuous is a marginal preposition,
Yes,
right?
yes, correct.
In any
Correct, Mariano.
in this case in any tense.
Right. Yes, correct.
All right.
So it could be a verb which is not a verb in ing form and in past participle. Or it could be in infinitive too.
No, no, no. No infinitive or no past participle in ing form. Only in ing form. Ah, no, no, no. You are right because it says granted and given, right? Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes. There could be ing form or past participle form. Yeah. All right.
So
Thank you,
But
Mr.
only
Christopher.
these words, this list only. Not just any verb. Only this short list.
so if I say students are given to complete their homework, given works as a preposition.
No, because you said are given, right?
Are given.
No. Are is the
No.
auxiliary verb and given is
So when
the past
it
participle form of
isn't
the verb.
acting, when it isn't acting like a verb, like it doesn't have a, a noun in front of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what can be another example?
Let me think about it. Failed the task. Given here, it's not a verb. It's not a verb. The verb is failed. Okay. This is a preposition. Given the condition. Pronoun,
So
verb,
they
determiner, noun, preposition, determiner, like this.
they can happen in any place, right? Or they have a specific condition to
Normally before a noun.
before a noun.
No, yes, let's go back to the definition of preposition again. We can say that prepositions typically come before a noun.
Uh,
Okay?
sorry.
That's
Thank.
that's a good hint. Yeah.
In this sentence, the conditions are, well, is the noun.
Yes, because in the
The
first sentence,
the
I am writing to you regarding, and then your overdraft is a noun phrase. It's a noun. Yeah. And the whole thing was there, including John. John is a noun. Yeah. And here, given the conditions is a noun phrase. It's a noun. All right. I'll try to look for a video on marginal prepositions just to have more examples. I'll look for that or more information about marginal prepositions. Then you have an exercise that some exercises that you need to do, and I will invite you to do them, and maybe I can provide the answer key as well. Now we're going to look at conjunction. What does it say? It says conjunctions are used to express a connection between words. Connection between words. That's a conjunction. And the most familiar conjunctions are and, but, and or. The three of them. And, but, and or. But there are more conjunctions, but less frequent, let's say. The most frequent ones are these. Now we need to distinguish between types of conjunctions. There are types of conjunctions as well. Here it says there are two types of conjunction: coordinated conjunction and subordinating one. But let's look at coordinating conjunctions first. What is the function of a coordinating conjunction? Connects elements of equal syntactic status. For example, Paul and David. And is a coordinating conjunction there, because Paul and David are kind of in the same category. I play tennis, but I don't play well. Tennis and playing well are kind of in the same category. When you are offered meat or fish, would you like some meat or fish? Meat and fish are kind of on the same level, so we say that or is a coordinating conjunction. In the Chinese language, you cannot say and just anywhere. You need to use and only in this situation when it is a coordinating conjunction. In Spanish and in English, we say and to anything. Yeah, but in the Chinese language, no. It's only when it is when the elements are kind of in the same category. Let's compare and contrast with subordinated conjunctions. On the other hand, subordinated conjunctions connect elements of unequal syntactic status. Unequal status. For example, I left early because I had an interview the next day. Because is the conjunction. The conjunction is because. It connects the two elements. One element is I am leaving early. The other element is I had an interview the next day. Notice that there is no connection between the two things. If I say oranges and pears, oranges and tangerines, there is a connection. They are both fruits. But in this one, I left early because I had an interview the next day. They are not elements of equal status. Let's look at more examples. We visited Madame Tussauds while we were in London. So there are two different ideas here. One idea is visiting a museum, and the other idea is being in London. They are not on the same category, on the same status, on the same level, although they are connected. Another one. I'll be home at 9 if I can get a taxi. So being at home and getting a taxi are two different things. The connection is if. I said that the most typical conjunctions are and, or, and but. Here we're looking at more conjunctions because, while, if are also conjunctions. And we have a list. You have a list in the manual. Other subordinating conjunctions include although, before, since, till, unless, whereas, whether. All these words are conjunctions. Remember the function of a conjunction is to combine, to connect two ideas. If the ideas are of similar value, we call them coordinating conjunctions. If the ideas are not of similar value, we call them subordinating conjunctions. That's it. What else does the manual say about that? It says coordinating, coordination, and subordination are quite different concepts in grammar. Notice, for example, that coordinators must appear between the conjoined. What is a conjoint? The elements that must be of equal status. Paul plays football and David plays chess. Okay? Those are the 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 concepts. Yeah. Notice that you cannot change the order. You cannot say and first the conjunction and then the two elements, the two conjoined. We cannot say that. We cannot reverse that. Okay. However, the manual says we can reverse the order of the conjoints provided we keep the coordinator between them. We can say David plays chess and Paul plays football, and we can also say Paul plays football and David plays chess. We can swap the order as long as the conjunction is in the middle, joining them together. We can join them like this or like this. Okay? We can reverse the order, it says. Yes, we can do that. We can say apples and oranges. We can say oranges and apples. Like this. Change the order. That's regarding coordination. What about subordinators? In contrast with this, subordinators do not have to occur between the items they connect. So this is a hint to classify coordinator and subordinating conjunctions. In subordinating conjunctions, the items must not be between, like apples and oranges. You can put them at the beginning or at the end. Look at the example. I left early because I had an interview the next day. You can say, because I had an interview the next day, I left early. So if you can change the order and put the conjunction at the beginning, then that's a subordinator conjunction. That's what we need to know. But we need to be very careful because we can change the meaning of the sentence. It says, but if we reverse the order of the item, we either change the meaning completely. For example, I left early because I had an interview the next day. And if we reverse that, we change the meaning. It says, I had an interview the next day because I left early. That doesn't, no, it's not correct. The meaning has changed. So these are just hints so that you can find the conjunction. Is the conjunction a coordinator conjunction or a subordinator conjunction? This is a test to distinguish them. All right. And then you have exercise. And the exercise is precisely about identifying, distinguishing between coordinator or subordinator conjunction. So try on your own, and then I can provide the answer key. But I need you to do this alone first, individually first, and then we can compare and check, no problem with that. Yeah? But take your time to do this. Finally, one last concept, and then I finish. The last concept is called existential there. Okay. What is existential there? When we say there is, there are. There is, there are, and the past form. There was, there were. Whenever we find these words in sentences, we need to classify them with their full name, existential there. Okay. So if in exams, I will always give you sentences to analyze like this, like the ones that we have been doing before. And I will write existential there. This is an example of existential there. There were is the past form of there was, of there are. Yes. So what are you supposed to do here? You are supposed to write existential there. And then wait, many is an adjective, European is an adjective, and casualty is a noun. Okay, like this. So whenever you find in your sentence to analyze, there is, there are, there was, there were, these are called existential there. And you need to write it down, existential there. Classify that. Okay. So we have done these sentences before, yes, and you wrote noun, adjective, adverb, preposition. There is one more now, existential there. That's what we are adding to the list now. Clear? Question?
Sir, in the first part, what is determinator?
In the first part, let me go back.
Yeah, of the manual.
And what's your question, Abigail, again?
What is determinator?
Determiner.
That's
Determiner, yes. We sorry, we call determiner to three different things in grammar. Let me find a space here. Here. Determiner. Wait. Sorry. I'm old. Determiner. Determiners are articles, demonstrative is that, the, those, and possessive. My, her, and also apostrophe S. All these are called determiners. So three different categories into one, determiner.
okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Mister,
Yes.
in Spanish will be determinantes, right?
Very good question. I have no idea. I don't know. You need to ask Professora Jasmine, or I don't know who your Spanish teacher is. No.
I just trying to, how do I say, relacionar,
Yes, to relate,
to process in my mind.
the terms.
Yeah,
But
to relate.
I know, I don't know. I know, in Spanish, I know artículo, adjetivo demostrativo, posesivo, but not the determinante.
Determinante, profe.
Really?
Sí.
Oh,
Artículo determinante.
that's cool.
Ayer, por ejemplo, o sea, determinante más sustantivo decía y era sobresaliente, por ejemplo. Entonces, pensando en eso, estoy tratando de relacionar para tener así, para no olvidarme.
I get it. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Pero
So,
en ese caso eran palabras compuestas.
yeah, because it's sobresaliente. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to go over the manual again, read again, because of the technical terminology, and also do the exercise. And I will provide the answer sheet then. Someone asked me for that. Okay. That will be it then. Goodbye, everyone. Less than 1 minute.
Bye, Mister.
See you.
Thank
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 I will upload the recording too.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.